It's no secret that men are falling head over heels, bending over backwards, and practically begging for a sliver of attention from women these days. And yet, for all that effort, many end up frustrated, friend-zoned, or ghosted. Why? Because a lot of men are simply going about it the wrong way. They've become simps, putting women on such high pedestals that they forget their own worth. This mindset not only makes men lose respect for themselves, but actually drives women further away. You've probably seen it. Guys showering women with compliments, doing everything to please them, and sacrificing their own values in the hope of capturing her attention. But here's the truth that no one talks about. Women aren't attracted to desperation. They're drawn to men who value themselves, who don't need approval to feel worthy. If you've been following outdated advice on how to win over women, you might be sabotaging yourself without even knowing it. What if you could tap into a few psychological insights that actually make women chase you? Imagine reversing the game. No more endless texts, no more begging for her time. Instead, you could become the one she can't stop thinking about. This isn't about tricking or manipulating anyone, but understanding attraction on a deeper level and reclaiming your confidence. In this guide, we'll cover the psychological tricks that genuinely work to make women see you in a completely different light. It's time to let go of the simp mentality and adopt a new approach that doesn't rely on blind admiration or constant pursuit. With the right mindset and a few practical techniques, you can become the man she wants to chase. 1. Stop over-complimenting and start challenging. Let's be real. One of the biggest mistakes men make when they're interested in a woman is flooding her with compliments. They think saying things like, "You're so beautiful," "I've never met anyone like you," or "You're perfect," will win her over. In reality, this constant praise actually has the opposite effect. It makes you look like every other guy. Over-complimenting comes off as desperate, and nothing kills attraction faster than desperation. When a guy goes overboard with admiration, it doesn't just make him seem overly eager, it strips away any mystery or challenge. Think about it. If you've already placed her on a pedestal from the get-go, where is there for the relationship to go? Women are not looking for someone who worships the ground they walk on. They're looking for someone who makes them feel intrigued, who keeps them on their toes. Over-complimenting sends the message that you're willing to bend over backward just for a chance with her, which makes her value your attention and presence less, not more. Instead of overloading her with compliments, start challenging her. Don't agree with everything she says. Playfully call her out on things, engage her in light debates, or even show that you're not afraid to have your own opinions. If she mentions a hobby or something she's proud of, don't just say, "That's amazing." Ask her questions about it, make her feel like she has to earn your respect and admiration. This shows that you're not just attracted to her appearance, but actually care about her as a whole person. Challenging her doesn't mean being rude or dismissive. It's about keeping her interested by not being predictable or submissive. Women are attracted to men who have a strong sense of self, who don't need to seek constant approval. So when you hold back on the compliments and bring a bit of playful edge to the conversation, you set yourself apart from all the other guys who have showered her with flattery. Remember, the aim is to make her intrigued and to let her see that you value yourself too much to be just another yes man. When you stop over-complimenting and start challenging, you don't just get her attention, you become unforgettable. 2. Build mystery, don't overshare. One of the quickest ways men lose a woman's interest is by oversharing every detail about themselves early on. When you reveal everything right away, your entire life story, your struggles, or even what you had for breakfast, you lose any sense of mystery. Women are naturally drawn to what they don't know. It's part of what makes attraction so powerful. Yet, many men think they need to lay all their cards on the table to prove they're open, trustworthy, or different from other guys. But here's the truth. Familiarity breeds comfort, but too much comfort too soon kills attraction. When you keep certain aspects of your life private, you build an air of intrigue that leaves her wanting to know more. Women don't want to feel like they know everything about you in the first few dates. They want to peel back the layers over time. If you're spilling everything up front, there's nothing left for her to discover, and she may quickly lose interest. For example, say she asks you about your weekend plans. Instead of giving a full rundown, "I'll probably go to the gym, meet up with some friends, then maybe watch a movie," you could keep it simple and a little mysterious. Try something like, "I've got some interesting plans lined up, but I'll save the details for later." You're not being evasive, you're creating a sense of curiosity. Now, instead of knowing every detail, she's intrigued. wondering what your interesting plans might be. This approach doesn't mean you should act like a closed book either. You can still share personal stories, but don't make the mistake of overloading her with information. Let her gradually discover who you are. The more mystery you maintain, the more she'll think about you, wondering what else there is to know. It's about being a puzzle, a story she's excited to unfold bit by bit. Building mystery is about balance. You're showing enough to be authentic, but keeping enough to yourself to stay intriguing. This doesn't just keep her interested, it makes her work a little for your attention, which, believe it or not, makes you even more captivating. 3. Mastering the power of absence. Ever noticed how some people become more interesting the less they're around? It's no coincidence. The power of absence is one of the most underestimated psychological tools in attraction. In today's world, it's easy to believe that constantly being available is the way to show interest. But here's the truth. If you're always around, texting and calling, she doesn't get a chance to actually miss you. And without that sense of longing, attraction tends to fizzle out fast. Think about it. If she knows you'll reply the second she sends a message or that you're available to hang out whenever she calls, there's no mystery or excitement. But when you introduce some absence, something changes. She begins to wonder what you're up to, where you are, and why you're not immediately at her beck and call. It's a basic psychological response. People want what they can't have, and when you're not always there, it makes her want to know more about you. Absence also communicates confidence. It shows that you have your own life, goals, and responsibilities, things that come first. A man who knows his worth doesn't feel the need to be constantly available because he has a full life of his own. This confidence and self-respect can be extremely attractive. When she sees that you're not dependent on her attention for happiness, it's a powerful signal that you bring value to her life rather than taking it away. However, this doesn't mean ghosting her or disappearing for days at a time. It's about finding the right balance. It could mean not responding right away to every text or sometimes being busy with other plans. Giving her space to miss you means she gets to feel the excitement of your return, making each interaction more meaningful. This creates a push-pull dynamic, where your presence feels like a reward, something special she looks forward to rather than something she's grown too comfortable with. The truth is, absence makes the heart grow fonder, and when you master this, you won't need to constantly chase her. She'll be the one thinking about you, wondering when she'll see you next, and even feeling a bit more invested. If you can practice this approach, you shift the dynamic from seeking her approval to letting her appreciate your presence naturally. That's the beauty of the power of absence. It lets her see your value without you having to spell it out. 4. Confidence over approval seeking. Let's be honest, one of the biggest turnoffs is a guy who constantly needs approval. Too many men fall into this trap, thinking that by always trying to please or by seeking constant validation, they'll somehow be more likable or attractive. But here's the cold truth. Approval-seeking behavior doesn't make you stand out. It makes you look insecure. Women can sense this from a mile away, and it often comes across as desperate rather than genuine. When a man is constantly asking for her opinion, always double-checking if she's okay, or nervously agreeing with whatever she says, it signals that he lacks confidence in himself. It's as if he needs her approval to feel secure in his actions or decisions, which is hardly attractive. Women are drawn to men who know their own worth, who don't need constant feedback to feel valid or accomplished. Confidence is magnetic because it shows a man who's comfortable with who he is, someone who doesn't need to bend or change for anyone. This doesn't mean you have to be arrogant or dismissive. True confidence doesn't need to be loud or overbearing. It's simply about being sure of yourself, having your own standards, and not being afraid to express your opinions. Men who constantly seek approval come off as people pleasers, and while they might be kind-hearted, they end up blending in with the crowd. There's no sense of individuality, no spark, just an overwhelming need to be liked. For example, instead of constantly asking her if she likes something you're doing or if she's happy with every little plan, own your choices. Make a decision, stick to it, and trust that you're enough without having to ask for validation every step of the way. Women respect a man who's grounded in his values, who can take a stance, and who doesn't fear a little disagreement. The need to be liked is something many men fall victim to, but real attraction doesn't come from trying to mold yourself into what you think she wants. It comes from being unapologetically yourself. When you let go of approval-seeking behaviors and embrace your own self-worth, you not only become more attractive, you also free yourself from the anxiety of constant validation. Confidence is key, and once you truly own it, you'll find that her interest and respect will naturally follow. 5. Let her invest in you. One of the biggest mistakes men make in relationships is doing all the work, planning every date, initiating every conversation, and essentially carrying the entire dynamic on their shoulders. This do-it-all approach might seem noble, but it actually strips away one of the most powerful principles in attraction: investment. When men take on all the effort, they're unintentionally creating a one-sided relationship where they're constantly giving, and she's simply receiving. This doesn't just drain your energy, it also prevents her from forming a real, lasting connection with you. Here's the thing: people value what they invest in. When she contributes to the relationship, whether it's planning an outing, reaching out first, or even opening up emotionally, she's becoming more invested in you. This isn't about playing games. It's about giving her the space to show her interest and make an effort too. Too often, men think they have to do everything to win her over. But if you're always the one initiating, she's not getting the chance to feel her own desire and attraction grow. Many men are afraid to step back a bit because they think she'll lose interest or find someone else. But if she's genuinely interested, she'll want to be part of your life and make an effort to keep you around. Letting her invest means allowing her to call or text first sometimes, to plan dates, or suggest things to do together. When you stop doing everything for her and let her contribute, she begins to feel a sense of ownership in the relationship, making her more emotionally attached. It's also a good way to see how interested she truly is. If she's willing to invest, it's a clear sign she values you and the connection you're building. But if she's indifferent or expects you to constantly be the one taking initiative, it may mean she's not as invested as you'd hoped. This can save you time and heartache by helping you gauge her genuine interest. At the end of the day, letting her invest in you builds a healthier and more balanced relationship. It shows her that you're worth putting in effort for and allows her to feel the satisfaction of creating something meaningful with you. The best relationships are built on mutual effort, where both people have a role in making it work. When you step back just a little and let her take part in creating the relationship, you're not only valuing yourself, but giving her the space to value you even more. The truth is, if you're doing all the work and bending over backwards to keep her interested, you're probably doing it wrong. Real attraction doesn't come from endless effort. It comes from mutual investment, mystery, and a healthy level of self-respect. So stop chasing, start attracting, and watch how the dynamic shifts in your favor. Now, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you experienced these dynamics in your relationships? Drop a comment below, share your story, and I'll be there to connect with each of you. Thanks as always for watching. Until next time, this is Stoic Approach to Life.